We came through League Two, scraped through League One. From Hartlepool to Plymouth, we beat the Effing Law. Jimmy Floyd and Gary Rowett, Gruffy took us up. And we are lost supporters, and we play off Derby Road. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. And we'll try a different one. Started from the bottom. Remember being low. There was a time where I didn't trust my soul. Got back and started running. Football, boxing in the gym. On the way to 300 subscribers. On the road we're gonna win. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Yo, that was proper like, yeah, man. That was a pretty sick intro right there. I wasn't planning to record that tape. You know, it actually turned out better. Turned out alright. So I'm going to just carry on and keep with it. But yeah, kind of thinking, why I started the video off chanting? Because this video is about internal versus external motivation. So kind of the first one is like, obviously I grew up kind of watching football, being in the stands. My local team, Burton Albion, I was just chatting about there. So that's kind of the first thing that I was kind of putting together. Obviously the motivation when you're in the stands trying to cheer your team on, the kind of the drums going, the chants are going. And kind of, yeah, I think if you've ever really been like a sports fan, a football fan, especially being a football fan, you've probably been in the stadium, you probably thought one day I'd love to play under the lights, play under the crowd, play under the atmosphere. Like, and that's one of the things that, like, yeah, that can really kind of drive you on. That's something that I do use. But then the kind of the second chant was kind of me more, just off the top of my head, literally making the chant where it's like, I'm kind of putting it more onto my situation and what it was like to be kind of on my own, not feeling great. And it's like, it's my motivation to kind of get back and get moving again. And I'd say that's more kind of an internal driver, kind of more, it's more of an internal drive. It's more about me than about kind of obviously more, we're talking about kind of football, we're talking about the club. Like obviously, yeah, that's all great in like the external. But it's also important to have like the internal, kind of how to build that up. And then what I'm going to talk to you about today is kind of how I do kind of use a mixture of the two. So, for example, for me, one of the things that I have been doing recently, let's say kind of on my change, on my kind of journey, is I've been in the gym. I've been also been going for runs. I'll probably start off going for runs, but it's a bit easier to explain. So when you're out going for runs, I started out doing like, well, I did the Couch 5K app, so I started out literally doing like 60 seconds. Like my fitness was bad, man. It was trash. Like it was poor, and like it used to like feel like an age to run like 60 seconds. And then towards the end, kind of more in the past couple of months, like we've literally been running like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, running for 15 minutes. And then we got to the point where we're running for like half an hour, and then it's just doing 5Ks like 2-3 times a week, which is absolutely sick. And one of the main things that I use when I do that is that I'd say in terms of external motivation, one thing I do, and people will do, but like, you know, but like one of the things that I think has been really effective for me is the fact that I can kind of G myself up. Like I always imagine there's like a crowd watching me, so kind of that idea of like the drum theoretically being there, like I'm kind of running along. And literally, it's quite obviously I live in Wembley, and it's I run around the stadium. I'm just like, come on Wembley, but I'm just saying that like I'm like mouthing it and like putting my hand up. I'm doing like all the gestures. Come on, and like I'm probably like giving it as if I'm like against like some football fan base that's just screaming bad abuse at me. Like it is what it is, or it's like a fan base that loves me. Like, but I do love that, and it's like kind of that it's that bit of adrenaline that kind of gets it going. So that's one thing that I do, and like I absolutely love it. And obviously one day 100% whether it's a football, whether it's like boxing at a fight. Like I did like having like a fight and like people are like chanting your name and telling you like, let's go, come on. Like I had a bit of taste of that in the kind of charity, but obviously doing it like, I don't know, in like the amateurs at like a good level, or playing on Sunday league, playing on a Saturday, man, that's like kind of, that's one big thing that does motivate me, and obviously that's more of an external thing. It's obviously you can't control that. You can't control whether people are going to like you, hate you, champ for you, or just not think nothing less of you. But that's something that I really want to get into. And also, on the topic of external motivation, the other thing I do is that at the end of my runs, or sometimes at the end of the gym session, I will post a picture on Insta being like, oh yeah, this is my run, this is my time. Or I'll post a picture being like, oh yeah, just finished at the gym, whatever. I won't capture literally finish the gym, but I'll just picture me at the gym. And people will be like, oh, why are you doing that? Some people will be like, oh, like, nah, you should probably keep that private. Like, why are you telling people, or why are you searching for that validation? Like, it's a bit cringy or whatever. But, like, that genuinely does help me. And I literally, all I'd say is I do use Instagram for kind of, like, it's a motivation. And also I use Instagram for kind of accountability as well. Because people see you making those moves. One, it's kind of good because obviously people get in contact and people are like saying good things, and that is nice. Don't get me wrong, like I do take that in, and it does feel great. But it's more like if I stop doing those things, people be like, "Well, didn't you used to be in the gym? Like you used to be doing this," and it's like. And it's like, yes, people kind of be like, well, you kind of stopped doing that now, you're doing this, you're out. And it's like, nah, I like people. I like that. I like to be held to a standard, bro. Like, I can't lie, because to be like a top level of man, I kind of have to be in that space. And I also realized that with Instagram, especially when I started posting, like I did the self-improvement videos, like my last post on Instagram, I was like, the amount of people, the people that have reached out to me, I won't say the amount of people, I'll say the people that have reached out to me about that video, I like the quality of those people has been crazy compared to like when I'm not, because a lot of people do this on Instagram, and I'm not like pointing anything towards them, any sort of hate, any sort of like mismanagement. Like, there's nothing wrong with just using Instagram to take photos and look cool, and yeah, you're trying to draw in the galley or whatever. I don't know, but like basically, like when I started posting kind of what I want to post, like the people who've just reached out and just offered advice and support, it's literally been sick. Like. And it's like, yeah, I genuinely do believe this for people. If you posted what you wanted, if your stories were just you being genuine, I'm telling you now, your kind of messages and kind of the way you feel about life would feel completely different compared to when you're just posting stuff just so, oh, this girl might reply. Like, bro, I'm telling you, it's dead. Like, don't even focus on it, bro. Like, but yeah, so that's kind of one side of things. External validation, I do think is very, very important. I do think it's something that can help, and I don't like this kind of thing where it's just like everything's gonna be internal. Do it for yourself, bro. Do it for yourself, bro, and all that. Like, I do feel like there's a healthy balance. But one thing we'll talk about, and we'll go back to the runs. We'll go. Actually, just before we get on to that, the last thing we'll talk about external validation is that obviously when you kind of do things right, and people see it, that is a big thing. That's something that can put you on as well. So when I go running, and if I'm running past someone and you just see kind of that nod of approval, I kind of look in their eyes with like, yeah, they kind of respect what you're doing. When I'm playing football, when I make a good tackle, when I make a good pass, make a good assist. Boxing, when I'm tired, and then the boat just can't, like, go, another 10 seconds. I literally got back into boxing literally this week, and just I did my first session back, bro, and it was hard, but like it was good. And I think like it was literally the coach did see some good things in me, and there's a couple times I was like, yeah, good job, good slip, good jab, whatever. And it's like that will literally give you like an extra 10 to 15 seconds. So it is like, and we are just naturally in our human instinct, that is something that we do crave. We do crave external validation, but what I will say is that you can't just rely on external validation, because it isn't always going to be there. People's lives are people's lives, bro. You're not the main character, pretty much what I'm trying to say. Like, people aren't always just going to focus on you. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of problems that people face, and people can't just be looking at you every day of their lives. So one thing you're going to have to learn, and I especially learned, especially in London, because there's a lot of times where you're alone. Like, even if you're the most social person, bro, like there's gonna be time if you have a good circle of friends where everyone's busy and you just need to get on with your own stuff. So it's like you've got to be times where you got to be kind of self-driven, and you got to be able to go on your own. So internal motivation. So that's kind of what comes from deep within inside you, and I think that is something where it does take time to be built up, and it does come from kind of knowing yourself more, being introspective, looking at your life, looking at where you want to improve, and you like genuinely having like internal motivation you can't put into someone. Like, Obviously, there's like even I watch them as well. Like obviously, I have like the motivation speaks on YouTube. They are great. I literally do listen to kind of one every time I'm in the gym, and I feel like it does help. But the actual kind of the reason why you want to change, that has to be real. That has to be genuine. It can't just be you. It can't just be you being like, oh, I fancy doing this. Oh, life would be good if I could. Like, no, it has to be you being like, I want to do this. This is why. This is what it could achieve for me. So, especially one of the things I notice when I'm running is that like, obviously you have the whole thing where it's like, do you listen to music, not listen to music? Where it's like, yes, it's all great being outside and running past people and people being like really nice and friendly, but when I'm outside doing 5K, bro, I mean, my current speed, that's like 40 minutes. It's like 40 to 45 minutes. It's like, if maybe 1.5 minutes of people being nice, people smiling, people giving eye contact, how do I get round for the other? Sorry about that. My name's been a bit stupid. Yeah. If I am going round for 45 minutes, how can I pull myself round with like nothing going for me, and literally like a minute of like appreciation or whatever, or like contact or whatever? It's like I can't. So a lot of the time I have to be in my own world. I have to be locked into my own thoughts, and I have to just be like keep going. And obviously it's like wanting to be back into boxing. I've noticed definitely, although boxing was hard and like I can't skip for my life, and I need to improve on that. But generally, like after I got past the skipping bit, it was like getting back into boxing. I felt alright. Like I felt like it wasn't like mad challenges I thought it was going to be, and that is a tribute to me running. Football, I feel like I'm getting better, and that's because it's just me running, isn't it? Being in the gym, you get progressively stronger, makes stuff like push-ups and sit-ups, makes that feel easier as well. So that is a big kind of win in my life. But with internal motivation, man, it's something where it's not easy. Like I think there's being motivated and there's just being consistent, and your internal motivation will increase with you being consistent. So the first step is you might have to like psych yourself up. You might have to go absolutely crazy in your mind, like the loudest beats. Like I use music a lot for motivation. So when I run, I probably run on two different types of music depending on how I feel. It's either I'm running on like EDM, like house, like I'm literally like doing this. Like I'm at like Creamfields EDC. I'm literally like, yeah, come on, bounce, hype. Da, 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 da. I'm literally doing that. I'm going crazy. Like it's literally like I'm like, yo, let's rave this whole run out. Like that's how I am. I'm literally doing like rap music. When I'm using rap music, what I love about rap music is literally rap music puts me in my zone. So, and I've got to the point now where I run so often and I know what it takes to get to the end, where it's like I'll literally be running and literally, so that rather than focusing on like my breath and how tired I am, I'm literally just rapping the lyrics. It's like I'm literally running through Wembley and I'm literally like spitting some like fast rhyme, like yeah, Man City. I'll just like literally start. Now break your stuff. I take you on a trip down memory lane. Meanwhile, I'm running up a hill, bro, and there's cars like near the sun. I'm not literally saying it out loud, but I'm literally just mouthing the lyrics and I'm literally just trying to jive, even though I'm running on pain right now. I'm running through. And as you get more consistent, you'll feel more confident and you'll feel more powerful. And it's like you don't need to look at the cars, you don't need to look at the people around you. Like there's times when I fall on around Wembley, there's events going on, bro. It's like, and I don't even take it in sometimes. It's like probably people who are thinking, oh yeah, no, that's quite impressive, that's quite good, and whatever. And I just have like earphones on, and I'm just zoned in because I am my own motivation at this point. A lot of the time, it's like, yes, it's nice to see someone. If someone stops me, you see someone in your eyesight, and they say something, you might acknowledge it, nod your head, and whatever. But like, I'm just on my goal now. I'm on my mission, and I absolutely love it. But yeah, to kind of wrap up this video, I don't want to keep it too long. But yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's not this whole, oh, do it for yourself, bro. Like, I think it's good to kind of have things and want to do things with other people. And also, the fact I do my running and stuff, I know it does kind of, I get messages, people do feel kind of motivated. And it's like, yo, if that guy, if he can do it, if he can put that in at his weight and, what he's going through and his situation in life, and he's willing to share it with us, that's a big thing. So, no, I fully, like, that is something I do take into consideration. And I do, like I say, I know it helps other people. I was having a conversation today with someone actually, and they were like talking about the big reason why they do stuff is because people struggle and they need to see things do well. Be the example that you want to be in the. Be the example you want to see in the world. That's a massive quote, by the way. be the person you want to see in the world. Be the person that makes the changes that you want to see in the world. And that's what we got to live by. That's what we got to strive by. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought about this video. Any kind of suggestions or anything. Maybe want to talk about this video a bit more. Maybe want to talk a bit more about validation. Maybe want to talk a bit more about kind of like the books and stuff I've read around this. Kind of my kind of personal journey in terms of internal versus external validation. Because I think when I was younger, it was definitely way more external. Whereas now it's a lot more internal. It's a lot more about me. I'm a lot more focused on myself. It's not less about other people. I do what I want to do more rather than what people want me to do. But then I will still share it sometimes because I know it helps. But yeah, until next time, thank you very much, YouTube. And yeah, make sure to like the video. Obviously, follow me on Instagram, man. It all goes down there. A lot of my runs, a lot of my things at Lyndon's Pictures. It's in the comments below, description below. And yeah, subscribe to the channel, man. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, as the chant said. And in a bit.